Hello, and welcome back to the original Larry D's Food for Thought. Today we will be, as you know, of course, reading out of that old King James Bible, as always. Excuse me. Be reading out of the Old Testament and from the New Testament, to the law and to the testimony. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Okay. I'll also be going over a few scriptures today concerning the title. Who are the true Israelites and where are they now? Who are the true Israelites and where are they now? Okay, I'm gonna share these scriptures with you right quick. You can jot them down if you like, take a screenshot. But yeah, we take a look at this, man, and find out, man, who the real Israelites are. Because you got those cats over there that's occupying the land of Israel right now, that's calling themselves Jews, that's saying that they are home. Say the Jews are back home. Well, my question is, if the Jews are back home, where are the other 11 tribes? Because Jacob had 12 sons, not one. Okay. And then again, too, you got Benjamin, Levi, Judah, and all of the brothers, man, and that uh that Jacob had, and one of them was Jew, and that's Judah, and that's where you get your Jews from. Okay, but these cats over there now calling themselves us, I don't know. The Lord had something written about those cats because he checking, he know what's going on. You notice they always fighting over there, right? Wonder why. One thing, man, that land don't belong to them. That land belonged to somebody else, and that somebody is the true Israelites, and they are not back home yet. The Lord said He gonna gather us, but not yet. We're gonna show you when. But anyway, I'm gonna stop sharing these. We're gonna go over these scriptures right quick, and excuse me, and we're gonna take a look at it, man, and see can we find out who those true Israelites really are and where they at now. Okay. But let's see here. We're gonna be starting this in Genesis, but let me see something here for a second. Hmm. I Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I had a quick glitch in the system here for a second. But yeah, we're gonna start this in Genesis. Genesis, the 32nd chapter. Okay. And we're gonna take a look at and see where these what actually Israelites, true Israelites came from, first of all. And right here is when Jacob, you had Abraham, father of the faith, Abraham, Isaac, which Abraham was Isaac's daddy, and then Jacob. Uh, Isaac had Jacob, and Isaac was Jacob's daddy. Okay, well, let me see who Jacob had. Okay, now he had some children too. We're gonna take a look at this, and right here is when Jacob was on his way back to meet up with his brother Esau. But let's see what happened prior to him getting there. Okay, we're gonna start. This will be Genesis 32, and I'm gonna start reading at verse 24, and it reads. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, Let me go. The angel told he was wrestling with an angel here, right? Okay, and the angel said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And Jacob said, I will not let thee go except thou bless me. Okay, verse 27. And he said unto him, What is thy name? The angel asked Jacob, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. So Lord had that angel tell Jacob, said, Look, your name ain't gonna be no more Jacob, but it's gonna be Israel. Okay, and Israel is one of God's names. Okay, now right here is actually when the Lord adopted Jacob. Okay, and when you adopt somebody, do you let them keep their own name? No, you don't. They take on your name. All right, but okay, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for as a prince has thou power with God and with men, and has prevailed. Verse 29. And Jacob asked the angel, and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. Okay. And he said, angel told him, say, look, wherefore is it thou that thou doeth acts after my name? What you ask me my name for? And he blessed him. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. Okay, but now let's go a little further here. Let's turn over here to Genesis 35. But we see now that the Lord changed Jacob's name to Israel. And now let's take a look at this. This is Genesis 35, and I'm going to start reading at verse, hold on, let me see here. 35, start reading at verse 1. Sorry. All right, this is Genesis 35 and 1, and it reads, look, and God said unto Jacob, arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there, and make there an altar unto God that appeared unto thee when thou fleddest from the face of Esau, thy brother. Okay. Verse 2. Then Jacob said unto his household and to all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments, and let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto God, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the way which I went. Okay. Now, verse 9. And God appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Padanaram, and blessed him. And God said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. Okay. Now, verse 11. And God said unto him, I am God Almighty, be fruitful and multiply. So he told Jacob, hey man, be fruitful and multiply. Go have some kids, all right? Okay. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac and thee, I will give it. And to thy seed after thee will I give the land. Okay. So that's that land we're talking about, land of Israel. Okay. Now, and God went up from him in the place where he talked with him. And Jacob set up a pillow in the place where he talked with him, even a pillow of stone. And he poured a drink offering thereon, and he poured oil up thereon. And Jacob called the name of the place where God spake with him Bethel. Okay. Now, excuse me. Verse 21. Now let's take a look at this. And Israel journeyed, and we're talking about Jacob here, right? Okay. And Israel journeyed and spread his tent beyond the tower of Edar. And it came to pass when Israel dwelt in that land that Reuben went and laid with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Israel heard it. Now the sons of Jacob were 12. See, he had 12 sons, not one Jew. Okay, look, verse 23. The sons of Leah, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, and Simeon, and Levi, and Judah, and Issachar, and Zebulun. 24. The sons of Rachel, Joseph, and Benjamin, and the sons of Bilhah, Rachel's handmaiden, Dan, and Naphtali. 26. And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaiden, Gad, and Asher. These are the sons of Jacob, which were born to him in Padanaram. So he had 12 sons, and those are his names. You notice one of his names was Judah. That's where you get the name Jew from. Okay. But now let's go a little further here. Let's turn over here to Exodus right quick. Going to Exodus, let's see. Going to Exodus. I'm going there. Exodus 19. And I'm going to start reading at verse 1. And it reads, make sure. Okay. Yeah, verse Exodus 19:1, and read. In the third month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. Okay, it's when the Lord had Moses bring them up out of Egypt. They were down there for more than 30 years, man. 30 years they was down there with Joseph, man. Everything was cool. Then they got crazy with them and put them in bondage, hard bondage, and slavery. And I was down there for 30 more, 400 more years down there. And then Lord had Moses bring him up out of there. Look, and they brought him out to the wilderness. Said, okay, verse 2. For they were departed from Rephidim and were come to the desert of Sinai and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mount. And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, which children of Israel is Jacob's children. Okay. Now, verse, let's see, where we going? Okay. Now let's go over here to Exodus 20, because the Lord spoke to him. They was at the foot of that mountain. The Lord was came down on top of Mount Sinai, and the Lord spoke to them. He gave them his laws to Israel. Okay. And I'm not going to read all. I'm just going to read a few of them right quick. This is Exodus 20, and I'll start reading at verse 1. And it reads, Look, and God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Verse 13, Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Okay. Verse 18. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. Who, boy, they were scared, man. You know, you got the voice of the Lord speaking to you. And whew, man, that mountain was on a smoke, man. I imagine it was shaking and quaking. Whew, yep. But anyway, let's go a little bit further right here. Let's go right over here to Exodus 24. Exodus 24. And I'm going to start reading at verse 2. And it reads, And Moses alone shall come. I'm sorry. Verse 3. I think I wrote that wrong. Yeah, this is Exodus 24 and verse 3. Okay. And Moses came and told the people all the words, the Lord, and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one accord and said, All the words which the Lord has said will we do. So they say they're going to do it, right? All that the Lord said that told Moses that to tell them, they said they was gonna do it. Okay. Look, and Moses wrote all the words of the Lord and rose up early in the morning and built an altar under the hill and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. 12 sons, 12 tribes. Okay. Now, verse 7. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people, and they said, All that the Lord has said will we do and be obedient. Okay, so Israel said they gonna be obedient. They gonna do what the Lord say, right? Okay, well, let's see if they indeed did that. Let's go over here and take a look at this. Let's go to Daniel right quick. Go over here to Daniel. Daniel, the ninth chapter. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Daniel 9. And let's see. I'm gonna start reading at verse. Let me see. Verse 8. Yeah. Daniel 9 and 8. And it reads, Look. O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face, to our king, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against God. Uh-oh. They said all the Lord told them they're going to do, they're going to do it, right? They said they're going to mess around here and sin. Look, to the Lord our God belongeth mercies and forgivenesses, though we have rebelled against him. Verse 10, neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord our God to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants the prophets. Yeah, all Israel has transgressed thy law. Mm even by departed, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him. Mm. So they lied. They said, they told the Lord, he gonna all you say we're gonna do and be obedient, right? They didn't do it. Look. And he had, verse 12, and he has confirmed his word, which he spake against us and against our judges that judge us by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven has not been done as has been done upon Jerusalem. Okay. Where it is we'll dwell at in Jerusalem. Okay. Boy, terrible thing, man, when you sin against God, boy. You do it long enough. I mean, he'll bend over backwards for you, you know. But hey, if you won't get it right, you're gonna have at you. Okay. But let's go take a look at this right here now, because he said the curse that was poured upon him. Let's see what happened, man. Let's go take a look at this right here. We're gonna run over here to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, right quick. I want to show you this here, man, because boy, Israel waxed fat. He sinned. Okay. Well, look, this is Deuteronomy 28, and I'm gonna start reading at, let's see, start reading at verse 58. And I'm just gonna read a few things out of this Deuteronomy 28th chapter. Okay, this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 58. Okay, if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God, if you don't do it, look, verse 62, and ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude. Whole lot of us, because thou wouldst not obey the voice of the Lord thy God. Verse 63. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you. Look, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught, to nothing. And ye shall be plucked from off the land, whether thou goest to possess it. He gonna pluck us, he plucked us out of our land, man. Okay. Verse 6:4, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. Okay, he told you, he's gonna kick you out of that land and he's gonna scatter you among all people. Look, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. So where is Israel? Scattered from one end of the earth to the other. Okay, and thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Who we serving now? We serving that God of Sunday, the God of Easter, the God of Halloween, all that mess. The Lord told us not to. He said you're going to do it, and you're doing it. Look, 65, and among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shalt thy soul or thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. Now ask yourself, who does that fit, Mr. Black Man? Okay, look, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. See, you ain't going back into Egypt. Egypt is like a bondage to us, slavery when we was down there. But he said, you ain't going there no more. So where did we go? Where did he take us in ships? Right over here to America, right? And scatters all over the world. All right, we're going to read that. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Okay, so what have we done? Put in the hoods of those ships, sold to the Gentiles, white man, from by the Hamites, those Africans. Yep. And they call them, they say, brother. But in any case, they sold them to the Gentile. They put us in the hoods of ships, locked us down in chains and shackles, and brought us over here and sold us as male and female slaves. And here we are. Okay. It's all that simple, man. If you don't see who, who Israel is, you blind and can't see it far off. Okay. But let's see where we at here now. Let's go right here. Oh yeah, let's go to Deuteronomy while we're in here. I want to show you this right quick. Show you, man. Thing ain't no joke, man. You sin against God, buddy, he gonna do something to you. All right. This is Deuteronomy 4. And I'm gonna read one verse right here, verse 27. Look, and the Lord shall scatter you among the nations. Okay, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathens, with the heathens is nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. So who led us over here? Who made it happen? God did because we disobeyed my forefathers, and he said, we did worse than our fathers. Okay. So look, where are the Israelites? Who are they and where they at? You tell me. Okay. But let's go a little bit further right here. Let's go over here to, let's go to Isaiah right quick. Show you this. Going to Isaiah 11. Isaiah 11. And let's see. All right, Isaiah 11, I'm start reading at verse 11. And it reads, look, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his the hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people. Okay. So Lord didn't cast us away like he said. He said, I've not cast my people away forever. Okay. Look, which shall be, so he's gathering us, which would be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Patros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. Where is that at? That's here in America. It's going to gather us all. But all these black nations over here that he mentioned before the isles of the sea, which is, Gentile over here, they running this thing. But the matter of fact, they running the world now. But in any case, those three tribes were brought over here: Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. Okay, and I said the Jews come from. How can the Jews be back home if the Jews are here? Hmm, somebody lying. Okay. But let's see. Let's go further here. Let's go over. The Lord said he gonna gather us, man. And let's see when he's going to do this. Okay, let's see when he's going to gather Israel. We know now that they scattered all over the world, and they got three tribes over here, which is Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. But let's see when the Lord gonna gather us, man, because they keep saying the Jews are back home. Man, I don't know why they make that statement. I guess they think people is stupid, I guess. But, people don't read this book, so they don't know. You read this book, you find out a lot of stuff that you didn't know about Israel. The old Bible's about Israel and God. Okay. But anyway, let's see. We are at Isaiah, no, I'm sorry, Matthew 24. I'm start reading at 29, and it reads, immediately after, and this is in red, this is Jesus speaking himself, immediately after the tribulation, what, that great 3.5 years of tribulation, Lord gonna bring upon this earth. Look, of those days, immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Verse 31. Listen, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect. Who is God's elect? That's Israel. Okay, from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. He's talking about heaven, heaven. He's talking about the first heaven, which is the earth, and the second heaven is the firmament, where the stars, sun, and moon, and the sun is, and the birds fly. That's the second heaven. The third heaven is beyond all that water up there that you look at every day on a pretty blue sky, blue day, pretty sunny day. But beyond that is the Lord, Jesus the Father, and the holy angels up there. That's the third heaven. So he talking about on this earth. He said he's gonna gather you from the four winds. Just read said he's gonna gather us from where he scattered us from the all parts of the earth. Okay. But let's see where we at here. Verse 36. Look, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Okay, so that day ain't happened yet. He ain't gathered Israel yet. So who are these cats over there keep calling themselves us? Ain't nobody but Esau and Ishmael. They over there talking, fighting one another all the time. So we don't never have peace over there. Okay, verse 37. But as the day of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And I'm gonna tell you something, we close because we are right back to that time when there was man's thoughts of his mind was evil continually, always. Okay, the same. We right back there to it. So the Lord about to come and he gonna gather us. Okay, take us back to the land. But let's go over here. I got a couple more places right quick. I don't want to show you this one. Now we're gonna take a look at who those cats are. He calling themselves us. How about they Jews? The Jews are back home. Let's see what the Lord got to say about these cats. Okay, this is Revelations 2, and I'll read one verse right here, verse 9. And it reads, look, and this is red. This is Jesus speaking himself. Look, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Okay, Revelations 3. One verse, verse 9. Listen, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Now, who's calling themselves Jews right now? Those cats over there, those Israelis over there, calling themselves Jews, saying the Jews are back home, or what the Lord say? He said, you lying. Okay, look, behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet and to know that I have loved thee. But the Lord said, man, he said, look, I know you called you saying you are Jews and you are not, and you lying. Okay. Lord got something waiting on you too, buddy. But in any case, who are the true Israelites? Just look in the mirror, Mr. Black Man. Okay. And where are they now? Right here in America and all over the world. You got 3 tribes here, and you got the other 9 tribes scattered all over the world. And the Lord said He's gonna gather us back when He come. Okay. So I hope you understood this, and I hope you know who you are now. All right. So with that food for thought, think on these scriptures and words throughout the course of the day. And until next time, peace.